So I left Lake Mead National Park and hung out with my parents and some of their friends in Vegas, and then my parents have my car and they took off towards Phoenix and I'm headed towards Prescott. I slept pretty well even though it was noisy. It's a truck stop. The glamorous RV life. They went to visit friends, and I just headed to go to Prescott.
The Arizona sycamore.
My parents got to Prescott. We visited family.
Only grows in Arizona. Doesn't have growth rings because it doesn't go dormant.
But we took a drive.
These are probably like 250, 300 years old.
People who have renounced all possessions but have a bigger ego than some million. Jesus' question remains unanswered. But the answer is, of course, because when I criticize or condemn another,
I wouldn't want to bring
it
the
makes
motor
me
home
feel bigger, superior. Complaining and resentment.
Jesus criminy.
Complaining is one of the ego's favorite strategies for strengthening itself. Every complaint is a little story the mind makes up that you completely believe in. Whether you complain aloud or only in thought makes no difference.
This is cool.
Some egos that perhaps don't have much else to identify with easily survive on complaining alone. What they did in the past, what they said, what they failed to do, what they should or shouldn't have done. The ego loves it. The unconsciousness in you, the ego. Your greatest protection, however, is being conscious. Somebody becomes an enemy if you personally. To carry a grievance is to be in a permanent state of against. And that is why grievances constitute a significant part of many people's ego. Nations, tribes, religions, and so on. But if the belief, I'm right, you're wrong, is one of the ways in which the ego strengthens itself, if making yourself right and others wrong is a mental dysfunction that perpetuates separation and conflict between human beings, does that mean there's no such thing as right or wrong behavior, action, or narrow interpretations of scripture? The truth was considered right because the victims were wrong. They were so wrong that they needed to be killed. Nor has it anything to do with who you are. Only if you mistake it for who you are can observing it within you.
In my quest to become more conscious, I listen and read a lot of folks like Eckhart Tolle. This is actually from his book, A New Life. And if you get a chance, it is a great read. And as we were coming back from our failed attempt to go to the crater, the asteroid impact crater, which is just east of Flagstaff, probably an hour east of Flagstaff. But on the way back, we drove through Sedona, like North Sedona. We also did a little hike in North Sedona by Slide Rock. It was very pretty. You can kind of see a building, I think, in Sedona there at the end of the valley.
Yeah, I did. I was like, what is that? And then I looked it up and it was a Paris agave. I was like, so that's coming out of it. It's coming out of the top of it. We are headed to the Page, Arizona.
For the night.
Oh, look how red that is. That's even redder.
Yeah.
Your Navajo, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How many people are working it? It's just crumbling away.
Just look at the layers. They're so cool. Like the.
Stay straight.
Yeah. Yeah, that goes to Kanab. But so does this. Just a little longer.
So Highway 89 is kind of a scenic highway. There is a 89A that branches off at one point, and it's supposed to be even more scenic. But I was kind of warned that it's pretty that I shouldn't drive it in the motorhome. I don't know if that's true.
It's another
Yeah.
fruit stand or something.
It's shorter distance to Kanab and maybe even shorter time. I don't know if that would have been true in the motorhome if it really was as windy and whatever as they said, but we probably should have done it anyways.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, cut it right through
We'll only be 20 miles from here from camp, you know?
Okay. This so far.
Where we can actually drive out.
Okay. This right here. This so far. Ain't no lie. This so far. This right here. This so far. Ain't no lie. Okay.
Well, there's like a few things going on. There's the lakes, and then there's like the river after the dam going through a gorge. And I think that's what Marble Canyon is. And then Escalante and all of that is like staircase and all of that is like that way. Thing anymore. So I think you just go down this road. Let's get back on maps. Yeah, I don't even like standing here. Crazy people. That's how we get into trouble. Yeah. I just think about how we're 30,000 pounds going over.
Wow, that is some dam.
Yeah. It's really not holding back a lot of water at this point. So we've just arrived here we're at Lake Powell, just a few miles from Page. But we're gonna spend the day here and hang out, and then we'll go to our campground close to Zion this evening. I might get the kayak out and go for a spin.
I was waiting in the undertow, set adrift with featherweight like bones, unaware of where my heart would flow. I was waiting in the undertow, can't touch the bottom, sit into a tumble. Waves that shake me out of my skin. Never been so easy, losing my direction. My bearings have me south of home. I've been wrong before. I was waiting in the undertow, set adrift with featherweight like bones, unaware of where my heart would flow. I was waiting in the undertow. And the water feels like a friend I've not seen.
I like this. That's cool. Back over that way.
Yeah.
White at the top and red at the bottom.
God, it looks like a castle out there.
Yeah.
The hell is that? Have to look at that closer on them.
Highway 89 is the scenic route. Instead of going along the freeway and coming into the west entrance of Zion, we came into the east entrance of Zion.
It's the town of Kanab.
And it was a very scenic drive coming from the east entrance.
We still on 89?
Yeah.
As we approached our campsite,
Yeah, we're about 20 miles from the turnoff to Zion, and that's where we're camping at that, where Zion turns off of 89, the east entrance.
in the last 20 miles, I recorded a lot. One thing I didn't record is the motorhome completely shut off just as we were climbing the hill and going down into Mount Carmel. So we get to the very top, and the motorhome just shuts off. And then we pull over to the side of the road and we turn the ignition off, turn it back on, and it says a transmission error or a transmission code.
Jeez. That is beautiful.
It is. Absolutely stunning.
So I turn it off again because it's like in limp mode, right? Like
Those holes, caves, and cliffs up there.
tons of warning lights. I can't even check the screen to see what the transmission temp is or anything like that. We turned the ignition on a second time after waiting a little bit, and then everything works just fine, like nothing happened.
A person, I think.
It's a person sitting there.
I have an
What the
Allison
temperature is
book
here.
that came with the motorhome, and I read in there how to retrieve the code.
Wokai Cave. Museum of Ancient History.
It said that it lost power, and there's a few reasons for that, but it said to check connections. I've heard when I was reading in forums, I had heard people had that happen to them, and then it just never happened again. But then I heard other people who say it's their transmission control module or it's a connection. Our campsite was cool. I wanted to camp on a stream or on a body of water. It's extremely rare to be able to see any water, but it was a nice little stream. I was a little surprised to see a herd of buffalo. I don't think they're indigenous to the area, but
Man, there must have been some hellacious glaciers in here that created all this.
I think it's kind of wind and then they have layers.
so coming in the east entrance of Zion, it's very pretty.
This road, I think, was built to kind of see it this way, you know?
Yeah, I believe it was.
Well, I guess it shows that on the map.
No walking through the town.
That doesn't look that.
It doesn't look like it looks like you could accommodate a pretty good sized trailer through here.
You can accommodate Kyle's trailer through
I
here.
think so.
Oh, yeah. Maybe that's not the one.
Maybe.
There's another, there's a section where you go through a big chunk of rock.
And all these people are waiting to go through. Why do they have to wait?
They don't want. So this is how motorhomes and trailers get through. Is they let one through at a time, or one lane at a time. That way you can go in the middle of the road if you want to, with a motorhome.
Well,
Or-
I understand that they wouldn't let those people do it.
No, because they were doing the two-way traffic and they were stopping motorhomes from
Be careful.
stop.
Yeah.
Once you get into Zion, and I didn't record this, but there's a parking area in yellow there. I show how, you park with the Jeep with the red. We came down that valley red with the Jeep. The yellow is where we got on the bus. Buses run about every 10 minutes. There is a lodge where you can book a room if you want. And personally, if I ever went back, I think that's what I would do is stay in the Zion Lodge, and because you just have the bus. Because the plant life, it's Arizona, so it's along a river, but it's in a canyon where it doesn't get direct sun all the time. So the canyon itself is pretty green and just beautiful. It's just striking, the colors. There are a lot of people. A lot of them are international. They're from all over the world. You can hear all kinds of different languages. You do have to share the park with a lot of people. Blue is the trail we walk down. The trail is kind of at the end of the canyon. And so I think that's also where it was closed, probably because the water was high. but I think that's where you actually can keep going and walk into the water and through the canyon. But I'm not sure. I know there's a section you can walk through the canyon. I'm not sure if that's it, but there is a trail we couldn't go on that was closed, and I'm guessing you have to get in the water and start walking the water.
No one will feed me, so I'm gonna dig my own. That guy's petting that one.
In our stashes is what he said. Where are those buses at?
Bryce wasn't as cool. I don't know. It was okay. After Zion, it was. You should probably see Bryce first if you want to see both, because Zion's going to blow you away, and Bryce is going to be kind of boring. Now, if you hike down into Bryce, I think it might be worth it. But it's just you know, by the time we drove the whole rim and got out and did little tiny small hikes around the rim and went to these different lookouts to kind of see the sights, we didn't have a whole lot of day left, and so hiking down into the canyon would have been like another day, and it's also pretty steep to try to get back out. So it's something you got to feel up to and prepare for a little bit. Maybe pack some water, take a backpack or something. Some food, have lunch down at the bottom would be cool. You can see they're packing stuff down, and that was, you can see where they're walking the trail. Kind of gives you some perspective.
There's some back trail horses.
out. Just pulled out of our spot. Got the Jeep hooked up.